probably gotten into more than one argument about the reserve list. Today we're going to break down what the reserve list means to all of us, to those Magic players who are out there enjoying the product, not those of us who are finance gurus. So let's get into that. In July of 1995, Wizards of the Coast printed Chronicles. Chronicles is essentially a reprint set that flooded the market with previously expensive cards. Collectors were furious, and at the time collectors made up a huge percentage of the buying market. The collectors refused to back down, and they were unhappy about their cards losing so much value. So Wizards took 572 cards and vowed to never reprint them again in what's known as the Reserve List Promise. This promise essentially saved the game of Magic, and we still have it today as we know it, as a result of the promise that they made. Now, I'm not a lawyer, but in order to have a conversation about the reserve list, we have to discuss contract law. The doctrine of promissory estoppel states that the injured party can recover damages if a promise made by a promisor was significant enough that the promisee was inspired to act on it. If Wizards of the Coast ever reprints cards off this infamous list, they'll be subject to lawsuits under the basis of promissory estoppel. To give you an idea, let's take a look at an unlimited Black Lotus. Roughly 18,500 of each unlimited rare was printed, and the median price for an unlimited Black Lotus is roughly $4,000. That puts the total value of all Black Lotuses at over $74 million, and that's just one edition of one reserve list rare. The total list weighs in at about $3.93 billion. Wizards of the Coast is now a subsidiary of Hasbro and was acquired by the gaming giant for $325 million in 1999. A breach of the reserve list would not only destroy Magic's secondary market, but Wizards of the Coast themselves. Functional reprints, the same card with a different name, or cards that are slightly better or slightly worse, are all specifically forbidden by the reserve list promise. So that means that you won't be getting to see the snow-covered dual lands you've been hoping for. One interesting aspect of this discussion is the Zendikar Hidden Treasures. In 2009, the set Zendikar was released, and inserted in the first print run of packs was a random assortment of reserve list cards known as the Hidden Treasures. Wizards of the Coast took these cards from their own stock and inserted them into packs. You could open up Lotuses, you could open up dual lands. All these cards were randomly inserted into the packs, and they were not pre-printed or reprinted in any capacity as to be able to circumvent the issues of the reserve list. Thanks for watching this video about the reserve list. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and once again, we appreciate you watching, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.